Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back. What's another reaction for you guys? Take us, of course, into the journey of Generator Rex. This is Season 2, Episode 10. Of course, we're not know the title until I get into the episode. Last week's episode was pretty fun. Definitely had an homage, in a sense, to Scooby-Doo. It was really a fun episode overall, and I love the reveal of the actual Evo itself in terms of where it could disappear and reappear. Obviously, they had to basically force its way to revealing itself, and it was the cat. The cat became the giant Evo, which was a cool design. And then Rex showing that he has grown and he has evolved, if you will, because Noah, who returned, by the way, it's been a while, he was like, wait, you can't cure non-human Evos. It's like, I've been learning, I've been adapting, I've been figuring this out. And he actually cured the cat from being its Evo form. So interesting that it was the cat overall, but it makes sense. Noah returning finally. Now, I stopped watching the show for quite some time, so Noah's been gone a lot longer than timeline-wise if I would have kept the show going, because I believe Noah was in the last episode before I stopped watching the show for quite a while, I think like almost a year. So realistically, he wasn't gone that long since that episode because I just stopped watching, and there's a huge gap of time there. It was cool to see him back, and of course they're girlfriends, I guess, even though I guess Noah and that girl are together. I don't know really for sure. But overall, it was a fun episode, and we got to see return of Rex's brother too, so to have him more involved in the storyline in some capacity was always a good thing, because I'm like, where was he at in the episode after he was introduced, and he was just kind of absent. Now he's back. So not sure what to expect going on from here, moving on from here, if you will, to see what's going to happen next. So without further ado, let's get into that. Let's see what happens, guys. Let's go. What the hell? A shark Evo?
Time to go to work.
Let's go. Oh my god. That is a massive Evo. Holy shit. I believe it's a shark. I'm pretty sure it's a shark.
Is that Rombauer and Lansky?
Here you go, boys.
And they get paid?
Oh, oh. Oh my god, that's disgusting.
Action!
Oh, they're filming the commercial. Oh.
Has this ever happened to you?
Oh my god.
You can forget about Providence. They only have time for the big stuff.
I called the Evo guys, and just
Evo
look
guys.
what they did.
Destroyed it.
Just call Rombauer and Lansky.
It's basically Ghostbusters.
Providence won't do.
It's like Ghostbusters.
24/7.
What is this?
This is no joke. Even small Evos can be dangerous if not
Exactly.
handled properly.
What is going on?
No, Holiday's right. I should check these guys out.
Thanks.
Trust me, what you're hearing is a normal part of the Evo abatement
That's
process.
not normal. Yeah, this is not gonna. Oh god.
Lansky!
Yeah, they're not prepared for that. Oh my god, that's creepy. Exactly. Catch him.
Rex! And this is our case.
Wait, I just want to talk to you guys.
I washed out of the training academy.
Holy crap, with a broom.
After 1 week on the job. We're not ashamed of that anymore.
Oh. They all got knocked out. Damn.
That's right. There's no Evo we can't beat.
Oh my god. Shut up,
For a
guys.
very reasonable rate.
Hey, look at this. Let's get a sample. This could be important.
Important to who? He already got paid for this job. He's really the one to thank for what we did here today.
Yeah, knock it out of the building. He was supposed to join them, but here we are. That's the perks, I guess. Okay.
Give each of those ladies an extra pickle. You're Providence's #1 guy. And what do you have to show for it?
What's the limit on your credit card? How much you got in your bank account?
The roast beef and lettuce. I'm the meat in my own sandwich. We could expand to Staten Island. Maybe even New Jersey.
Wow.
I can't go to Jersey. Look, Providence has done a lot for me. Maybe not money or sandwiches, but I'm important there.
Oh my god. Oh, that'd be... Oh my god. They caught one. He caught all of them, yep. Exactly, he's the star. R&R now.
He's the meat in my sandwich?
Okay, I see the dog, but where's the...
Yeah, there's no way. Oh. I'd get out now. Exactly. It's a dog. It's a dog, right? Yeah, yeah. Hey, little pupper. It's a little pupper. Oh, oh, there's that frog.
It's that thing again.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
that's
poison.
it. I'm calling this in. This is serious.
Oh, so now you're too good for the work we do? Well, that's fine, because we were better off without you.
What?
And then you show up. First
You
steal
wanted
our thunder,
him.
And now
Oh,
you're
God, guys,
telling us
you
what
wanted
to
him
do?
to...
If we...
We don't have time for this right
Exactly,
now.
they don't care.
He's right. Who knows what that parrot's saying? Could be children around.
It's funny, they wanted him to join, and now they're mad and they don't want him around anymore. Oh my god. That is a creepy parrot. Oh. What in the hell is it doing?
Whoa.
Oh my god. Oh. This is crazy.
This is gonna hurt me a lot more than it's gonna hurt you.
Ooh. This frog is nasty business. I never would have thought this Evo would have been this crazy, but... Huh? Defense mechanism.
Need a plan B.
That's crazy. It's not doing anything. Nope.
Six, did you get it?
Nothing.
There's a layer of oxidized fungus between you and the rest of us.
You're gonna have to do this alone. Let's get one thing straight.
Why are they back?
We're not here to save the day. We only care about our company.
We couldn't get out when we changed our mind.
Okay, that too.
Yeah, that
Mostly
too.
what I said. Gotta stop that thing from making more of that stuff.
But it's really smart.
You're gonna have to face our bag of tricks.
That
What
sucks.
gets you? Your heart?
Worse, my wallet.
Yeah, but train's coming, exactly.
Wonderful.
Oh my god. At least that guys ain't doing nothing. Oh!
You really thought we just give up? And let
They
you
actually
destroy
win?
Brooklyn?
Oh.
That is definitely bad for business.
If you want to make it permanent, I bet I can talk Providence into taking you back.
We'll pass.
And there you guys have it. And this episode was pretty interesting, and it actually answered a question I really didn't even think about, but it's something that I should have thought about before because of how big Providence is, that there must be some sort of like other groups or something that are also hunting Evos or doing something like that. And then we got this answered. And I like the fact that Rex actually recognized these guys because they were in Providence at one point, and they've created this business where they are hunting smaller Evos, the ones that maybe Providence really doesn't care about. But Providence cares about Evos, like going after the problem and everything and trying to solve it and all that. However, there are a lot of other smaller scaled Evo events that maybe Providence is just unaware of. Like we saw that parrot that sent those guys flying across the room. They were telling bad or dirty yo mama jokes or whatever. And then there's other Evos that were fighting, like the little goldfish one that, you know, Providence maybe just doesn't really know about. But they're a business now, and I like how their commercials is kind of like Ghostbusters. Like it was really telling in terms of the homage to that. But they're going after the smaller Evos. Then they come across that frog. I did not expect that frog Evo, which is just basically a giant frog. Like there really wasn't any change to its design except for like the spots on it that was sending out the poison goo or whatever towards the latter half of the episode. It was just a giant frog. So it clearly must have been some sort of poison frog that the Evo nanites or whatever in it basically became, you know, what it is, a giant version of itself. That's my guess. And then it's just like being a menace, at least in the basement portion, because it wasn't sending out goo at that point. It was just like a giant Evo, and it grabbed that one guy's head, Lansky, just slamming his head and stuff, and then slam their heads together. And of course Rex is there, and the house just like falls. It like half its length, it just falls down and shit. And then it shows up later. I didn't expect to see that frog later, but I guess it makes sense because we never wrapped up that part of the story. But now it's underground and it's sending out all this goo and ooze and stuff, and I'm like, holy shit, like this Evo is pretty crazy. And then when it's exposed to sunlight, the actual like goo or whatever, it's like poison, it like hardens up and it's basically impossible to basically destroy until they actually stop the Evo. Then things started to change on that, but like the coloring of it and all that, it was just interesting. But then it has this whole layer of it like just destroying stuff and just sending out goo and ooze. I don't know. It was creepy, a little too dark in my opinion in terms of the actual like lighting of the scenes there, because it's kind of hard to see some of the things at points in terms of the visuals. But overall, it was pretty crazy to see that the final act, and the actual guys themselves, they actually saved the day. They shone the light into its face, and it crystallized some of the poison on its face and knocked it out. And they punched it. They punched it too, which was funny. I understand the point of them getting frustrated at Rex because he was becoming the kind of star of their new business. Like, you came into our business, but you asked Rex to be a part of it. You asked Rex to be a part of your business. What are you talking about? Like, you asked for him to join and to see the other perks, because Providence doesn't pay Rex. He doesn't get paid. He gets a lot of things. He gets his own room. He gets a lot of stuff, but he doesn't get paid to do the job, right? Like, well, look at the perks. You get to be on a menu of a restaurant. You get to be on a burger or some sort of sandwich. There's girls that like what we do, which is like, okay. Like, they're trying to entice him on the small things comparatively to what he's really supposed to be doing in terms of Providence. But then, of course, he becomes the face of the company. He becomes the main guy of the company, if you will. They get frustrated. But they end up working with him at the end and everything. Well, actually, we got stuck down here. That's why we're really kind of here to help, even though we were saying we weren't going to help anymore, but there was other things we have to do. I don't know if we're going to see these guys again. I'm assuming we won't, but if we do, cool. But I don't think we're going to see them again. I think it's just like answering the question of, in this world, like, the entire planet is infected with the Evo genes or the nanites or whatever. So literally, like gene, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all infected. There has to be events and things going on that Providence, or maybe just other organizations, can't even talk, are not aware of. So this answers the question. There's probably other groups of people like these two guys that are out there doing what Providence is doing, but on a smaller scale, on the smaller issues, in terms of like smaller events like these Evos. But then they go up to against one they can't actually fight. Because even the one that Rex helped save the day, where they first went down to the train station and then the frog was there, that one, there's no way they could have stopped that on their own. There's no way. Like, Rex did that because it was a dog that went Evo. But there's no way those guys realistically could have actually fought that Evo, because they don't have powers. They have their bag of tricks. We never saw what their bag of tricks were. They kept saying, wait for a bag of tricks. We never saw it. Never did. So Rex joining actually helped them in the long run, but now they're kind of back to, they can only really handle, and it's like struggling, like, can they really handle smaller Evos? Because we saw in that commercial where they had that woman pretending to water the plant, all of a sudden it's an Evo plant, and they're destroying everything in that room. Is it really beneficial to get them to do the job? I'm saying it's not really that efficient. They're destroying everything and using things in the house, even though it's a commercial prop for the commercial. They're using everything in the house they can to defeat the plant Evo. Is it really beneficial for them to do this job? Don't know. But it was fun. It was overall a fun episode. And I think this also helps Rex see the value of Providence and what he's actually doing with the actual bigger organization, the bigger company, because they are taking on the event. Because like that Evo in the opening of the episode, and the fact that we're cutting back and forth between him fighting this giant, like, looks, it clearly must have been like some sort of shark or something, because the fin on the back, that must have been like some sort of shark that went Evo. That's my guess. They never really answered that question or confirmed it, but that, I'm just guessing based on the actual like color of it and the fin on the back, clearly must have been a shark. But Rex like was fighting it, and they're cutting with them fighting a little goldfish that went Evo or something. So that was funny. But fighting that giant, there's no way those two guys or even another organization would be able to take on that giant Evo that came out of the ocean. There's no way. Like, you'd have to be somebody like Rex to me in order to able to do that, to fight it. So, yeah, I think these smaller organizations that these guys were a part of, obviously, I think they are possibly needed because they were doing a service, even though they're kind of destroying shit in the process, and they may go up against an Evo they may not be able to handle or take on. But I think it is warranted because there's so many things that could happen in the world. Providence is focused on the bigger, grand scope things, like that giant Evo that came out of the ocean in the opening of the episode. And then you have all these other events where you have a parrot that goes Evo, or a dog, even though that one was kind of iffy, or the frog, which is not curable, and there was the whole thing there. But there's other Evos that they were going against they could handle, potentially. So it's all needed because the world is infected and they could turn at any point. So you're going to need all the help you can get, even if it's guys that got kicked out of Providence because they couldn't pass through, even if it's them. So overall, it was a fun episode. Had a decent time with it. No brother. At first, I thought for a second, like, oh, Noah's going to be in this episode because it cut to like the bedroom scene. It was those two guys. I'm like, oh, are we going to be seeing Noah for some reason? Like, no, it wasn't him. But no Rex's brother, so who knows? But yeah, you never know what to expect because I didn't expect going into this episode seeing the giant Evo coming out of the ocean like that we're going to go into the route of, oh, we're going to see other guys doing the job that Rex is doing and Providence is doing similarly, but on a very smaller scale. Didn't expect that, but I'm glad that they actually did it because it was fun. It was a fun episode. So anyways, guys, what did you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.